Welcome back, folks. Thanks for joining us for another episode of The Charlie Show. Let's talk about timing, what exactly timing is, and we'll touch a little bit on the different features. We've talked about timing before. I run into this conversation often of what actually is timing. People know what boost is, they know what turbo is, they know what these things do to the motor and what they do to the vehicle. They're real risky, you gotta be real careful, they make it faster, but how do they do that? Much like in an engine, there's a firing sequence in an electric motor. As the rotor's in motion, the speed control has to tell which of the coils to fire. And you can overdrive that or fire too soon, if you will, to make the motor have what we know, what's called dynamic timing advance. Now this timing or firing sequence, if you will, is adjustable in some of the speed controls, and it's also affected by the motor's mechanical setup as well. The motor has an end bell on it, and in some of them they're adjustable, censored setups of course, and you can turn that timing up or down. And it's very much like an RPM control. From the speed control or from the end bell, as you turn the timing up, it makes more RPM. As you turn it down, it takes away the RPM. A lot of folks think that a ton of timing is going to take away a ton of torque, and if you take away timing, it's going to take away a lot of RPM, and in some regards that is very true. But for a lot of the stuff that we do in RC cars, the loads that we're under, you're not going to notice the lack of torque nearly as much as you are the RPM change. So these can be used as tuning features for getting the feel just right. If you want a little bit different low-end feel, you can use the timing much like you can a pinion on the motor itself. So mechanical timing is very much like a pinion gear. More timing, more gear, or more pinion gear, so to speak. With speed control timing, you have, normally you would run zero timing, let's say, for the speed control and the motor to operate at what would be considered a standard normal speed. You're able to add a firing overdrive from the speed control, and that's what this timing advance is doing. It's actually firing the coils of the motor before it's supposed to for what is a zero-timed motor. And this allows the motor to go faster, but it also takes away the efficiency. It adds a little bit of heat, makes it, obviously makes it faster as we've said, and it does take away a little bit of the torque. So these features, while they do make it faster, it's not for free, so to speak. So you have to use them carefully, make sure that as you turn up the timing of the motor or the speed control, that you're prepared to gear the motor down. Some of the setups, let's give you some comfortable ranges. 5 or 10 degrees, real easy. That's about a pinion gear or two for the most part, so not a ton to worry about. But when you start adding 15, 20, 30 degrees of timing change, either from the speed control's turbo, from the boost, or from the end bell timing, you may run into some drastic changes in performance, temperature, and all those fun categories. So be a little bit careful, use it wisely and cautiously. And there you have it, folks, a little bit of timing talk. Thanks for joining us here in The Charlie Show. If you have any questions, please do shoot me an email, charlie@hobbywing.com. Thanks a lot.